what's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can also call me #BOSSLEE, and I'm super excited to chat with every single one of you. Who the heck am I? Well, I am a multi-million-dollar earner in the network marketing profession, and I also own traditional businesses, and I'm an investor. So my journey started in a very small country town in Maryland, and I grew up in poverty in a very tiny, teeny, weeny little town. And it's kind of one of those places, maybe you can relate, where no one escapes. It's like everyone moves within like a 5-mile radius, and everyone's broke and depressed and all of these things, and nobody likes where they live, but they feel like they're stuck. And so I kind of made a promise to myself. It was inspired by a Bill Gates quote. He said, it doesn't matter it's not your fault if you're born poor, but it is your fault if you die poor. And I took that really to heart at a very young age. And so that kind of inspired my action to start really working towards my goals and dreams. And I did go to college with a full ride up in New York City. But in all seriousness, I had a really good job in a pathology lab. I was a research assistant. I worked about 60 hours a week, like a lot of you probably do. And there was kind of this moment where I realized I was building other people's dreams and I wasn't building mine. And I have so many dreams. I don't have enough time to build everyone else's dreams. I've got to build my own. And so it was sort of that pivot where my mom actually asked for $300 in rent money because I was living in her basement after college graduation, and I didn't have it. Even though I was working 3 jobs in college at the same time as carrying 18 to 20 credits each semester, it didn't matter. I just didn't have it when I moved back home with her. And so that started my entrepreneurial journey 8 years ago. And in 2011, I opened a credit card. I got approved for a $500 limit, which means I had nothing. And I got started. I decided that month I needed to at least make the money back so I wasn't paying interest on the credit card, and I accidentally made $1,700 my first month, and I was like, oh, I think we're onto something. So I'm one of those people who's very unemployable. Like, I'm not good at being somebody else's employee, but I'm super good at holding myself accountable for things. And then I made that pivot into network marketing, and that's when I really exploded. I made my first $1 million at 26 years old, and I have just been steamrolling ever since. And so I really hope that I'm able to inspire and educate and empower people to really chase after their dreams and go after anything, because the one thing I love about being an entrepreneur is that the only thing stopping you from everything you want is you. What defines me as a leader is probably that passion and that heart. I really think that I spend a ton of time and energy towards making people feel confident, towards making people feel loved, towards making people feel appreciated. And then I'm very different because I'm systematic. I'm a very systematic leader. And so if I don't have systems in place and structures in place and scripts in place and events in place and campaigns in place and everything in place for people, somebody's gonna get lost in the rabbit hole. And so as a leader, I like to take that time to make sure that everybody feels loved, everyone feels appreciated, and everybody's plugged into something. And so what I do for people who are disengaged, I just keep loving on them and I keep plugging them into stuff, because I'm just waiting for that day when you realize that you are meant for more, that you are playing so flippin' small, you're hurting your family, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your community, and I'll keep being there until it hurts so bad for you that you're willing to step up and stand out and do what you need to do to get stuff done. Every single one of you just needs to prioritize differently. We have the same 24 hours in a day. We have the same ability to find resources. We have the same beating heart in our chest to go after things that matter to us. And you need to understand you're not just letting yourself down when you let yourself down. You're letting down your children. You're letting down your children's children. You're letting down generations of unborn people whose impact you were supposed to make on them. And so when I think about what drives me every day, it's truly that impact I can have on the world if I show up. So quit making excuses for your time. Quit making excuses for your energy. Quit making excuses for money or anything like that.